Yo, 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 what's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. I'm right back at you with another episode of Dom's World from right up top. You know my routine, family. You got your world and I got mine. Let's get right into chopping it up this morning. And what's on the chopping block? Chop, 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 chop. Well, first off, let me officially announce it is Scorpio season. Okay? I cannot be the Scorpio King and not bring recognition to the fact that it is Scorpio season. So to all my Scorpios out there, what's up, baby? Mad love. I love you. Peace, love be unto you. Keep on representing that Scorpion's layer. Scorpio love. We're deep, mysterious, passionate. We don't play when it comes to our family, our friends. You know the pros, you know the cons. Look it up yourself. But shout out to the Scorpions of the world, the Scorpios of the world, the Scorpio King bringing attention to you. It's Scorpio season. I hope you enjoy your birthday, whichever day it is this month. Have a blessed day on your day. All right? Now, with that being said, shout out to all my Scorpios. Again, love y'all. But with that being said, I want you all, my family members, Scorpios, chosen ones, starseeds, light workers, children of the Most High. Get this. Learn to trust your intuition. Learn to trust your intuition. Someone asked me, Mr. Dominique, how do you know to trust your intuition? I don't know to trust my intuition, but what I found was that through practice, I learned to trust my intuition. All right? Just like anything in life. You know, it's like you've never really, our intuition has always been with us. And another way of describing what your intuition is that little voice inside your head. Whether you think it's something else or whether you think it's God himself speaking to you. But that's your intuition. You want to be able to listen to that little voice in your head. You want to be able to listen to that gut feeling that you get when it's telling you to do something or to not do something. Now, a lot of times we recognize what this is when we have a gut feeling or we have this little voice in our head telling us not to do something, and then we do the opposite and find out that it was the wrong thing to do. And then we say, I should have listened to my intuition. I should have listened to my gut. I should have listened to the voice in my head. I should have went with my intuition. And we beat ourselves up over that. Do not do that. Mistake number one. It takes practice to learn how to listen to your intuition. Because here's the thing about that, family. Intuition can be disguised as the devil trying to whisper something in your ear. A demon trying to breathe life into your body. So out the gate, we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to decide what's real and what's not. We don't know. We're just babies in that step when we first start learning how to listen to it. We're just little babies. What happens is you'll get this voice in your head telling you to do something or to not do it. That same voice or that same gut feeling that you listen to will either be the right choice or the wrong choice. And if the choice you make continues to be the wrong choice, pay attention to that gut feeling that you get when you make that wrong choice. Pay attention to the voice when it comes in your head when you make that wrong choice, and recognize that that is not the voice you want to listen to. Recognize that that is not the gut feeling you want to go with, because that is not divine spirit. That clearly isn't Yahweh, because Yahweh will not lead you down a wrong path. When you call yourself following your gut and you make the wrong decision, then you got to learn how to start paying attention to that feeling and be like, okay, every time I get this feeling, I make the wrong decision. So I don't need to go with this feeling. There are going to come times when you need to make a decision and you're going to get a different feeling other than that gut feeling that you've been getting. See, now God knows you hear and you recognize the wrong voice. Now he knows that. So now he can speak to you. And he will definitely make sure it is a completely different voice than the one you've been hearing. God does not work in confusion. So the voice that you've been listening to, that you know to no longer listen to, will not sound the same. You will get a totally different voice in your head. You will get a totally different gut feeling. Do you understand me? God will make sure you know it's different than the one you've been listening to because you decided not to listen to that one anymore. Now God knows he can speak to you. Now God knows you can hear him, so he can speak to you. When you start to follow your intuition, when you start to follow your gut instinct, when you start to go with the voice in your head and you make the decisions based off that feeling and it turns out to be the right decision, then you know that's the feeling you go with. That's the voice you listen to. When you make a decision based off your gut instinct and it turns out to be the right decision. Practice makes perfect. The more you listen to that voice and the more you make the right decision, the more you are confident in listening to that voice. The more confident you become in knowing what that feeling is. See, there are times when we're at the crossroads of making a decision. We can go left or we can go right. And sometimes it's confusing. There's a lot going on in our minds when we try to figure out, do I go left or right? And God is trying to tell us, but the devil's trying to tell us something too. And so you got to try to figure out, which voice do I listen to? Which feeling do I go with? Do I go left or do I go right? And see, if the feeling tells you to go left and you go left and it's the wrong decision, then you don't never listen to that feeling anymore. You don't never follow that feeling anymore. You pay attention. Listen to me. Pay attention. When you're making life-changing decisions, pay attention to how you feel when you do it. Pay attention to what you're doing when you make these decisions so that you don't repeat the same process over and over and over again. You want to learn to trust your intuition? Pray to God to touch your heart so that you can learn to listen to your intuition. Pray for guidance. Ask God to teach you and show you the way. Ask and you shall receive. If this is something you want, then ask for it. It's crazy how people can ask for houses, cars, clothes, girlfriends, boyfriends, but they don't ask God for discernment. They don't ask God for clairvoyance. They don't ask God for patience. They don't ask God, for forgiveness and for love. They ask God for all these material things, but don't ask him for the type of things that he can't wait to give to you. That you won't have to go on a long waiting list to wait for. God can't wait to give you peace, love, tranquility, and things like that. Patience, clairvoyance, intuition. He can't wait to give you that. It builds the connection between you and him, and it makes it stronger. God wants a strong connection with you. He wants a strong connection with you, so ask for it. He ain't going to force himself on you. The devil will force himself on you. The devil the devil is miserable and misery loves company. So the devil will force himself on you. That's how evil works. Evil forces itself up on you. Evil manipulates you into siding with it. Evil will lie to you to get you to side with it. God does not work like that. You got a choice to make. You want to roll with the light? Then you got to choose to. God ain't going to make you do nothing. That's a choice. He wants you to choose him on your own. But once you make that choice, he got you. Once you make that choice and commit to it, he got you. You ain't got to worry about nothing. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Do you hear me? No weapon formed against you shall prosper once you make that choice and commit to it. You want to learn how to listen to your intuition? Make decisions. Some of y'all will never learn how to listen to your intuition because you're too afraid to make a decision. You won't make your own decisions. You always lean into someone else to make your decision for you. You always go into your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your guidance counselor, somebody to make your decision for you. You will never learn to listen to the voice. You will never learn if you're hearing it clearly or not, because you're not making any decisions for yourself. Do you understand me? As a grown-up, you got to make these decisions. See, some of y'all are afraid. See, boom, here comes the dynamite. See, some of y'all are afraid to make a decision because you are scared. You scared to fail. You scared to mess up. You scared to fall off the bike. But he who falls off the bike and gets back on will ride again. You can get back on. Just because you fall off doesn't mean you can't get back on. Do you understand? You have to make a decision, baby boy, baby girl. You got to choose something. And then if it's the wrong choice, pay attention to what you were doing when you made the wrong choice. What were you listening to? Who were you listening to? How are you talking to yourself? You know what I'm saying? What were you feeling like when you made the wrong decision? Pay attention and observe so you don't do that again. Repeat that pattern again. When you make the right decision, who are you talking to? Who are you listening to? What were you doing? How were you feeling? Pay attention and repeat that pattern again. 1 + 1 makes 2. You plus God equals victory. Do you hear me? You plus God equals victory. Trust your intuition. And in order to learn how to trust your intuition, you have to start listening to yourself. You got to start making decisions based off you making a decision. You listening to yourself. You praying to God about it and then make a decision. And there's only one way to find out if it was the right thing or the wrong thing to do. And that's to make a decision and follow it through. And if it was the wrong thing to do, again, pay attention to what you did to make sure you don't do it that way again. I wasn't always aware of how to pay attention to the voices in my head or my intuition or my clairvoyance. I wasn't always in touch with my spiritual gifts. But the more and more I practice being in touch with them, the more and more confident I am in listening to them and using them. See, I have clairvoyance. I have my intuition intact. Just recently, I listened to God. Instead of listening to something that I wanted to do, I decided to listen to God. I had a plan in motion. I spoke about this in another video. I had a plan in motion for months now. And everything that I was doing was leading up to that plan. It was going just as I had it laid out. According to the plan, it was going just the way I had it laid out. Got right to the end of the plan, and then things started changing. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on now. Everything's been going just the way I planned it up until this moment. What do you want me to do, God? Do you want me to carry forth or do you want me to detour? And my intuition told me to detour. And so I did. And I felt like I was listening to God, even though I felt God led me from point A all the way to point B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. From A to Y, I felt God was with me from A to Y. Got to Z, and he was like, we're going to go this way. Anybody else at any other time probably would have been like, no, we didn't went from A to Y. We might as well do Z. We right here, God. Let's go straight to Z. But things change. In time, things change. People change. And God knows what's best for me. I trust God with my life. I trust because He can see what I can't see over that hill around that corner. He can see what I can't see. So I trust God. So instead of going through with my plan, even though we checked every box from A to Y, I decided to go on to the detour that I felt God was telling me to go on to. I went on a detour and I ended up in a better spot. I ended up landing in Z. All right, I had to get to Z by going around a few things, but I got there. And by the time I got to where Z was, that was the right spot. I'm in the right spot. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And that came, and that confirmation was given to me because I listened to my intuition. And now I'm at where I'm at, and I'm happy. And I realized that if I would have ended up where I was going, I wouldn't have been as happy as I am right now, probably. So now I got a confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a confirmation. I got a chance to do something. I got a chance to experience God work. I got a chance to experience what it feels like to walk with God all the way down this path. And then he say, now go this way. And I listened. I didn't question. Well, why you want me to? I didn't question it. I just said, okay, God, this is what you want me to do. I'm going to go. I went. And I'm happy I went because where I am now is where I'm supposed to be. God knows what's best for you. When you build a relationship with him where you can listen to him and trust him and allow him to lead your life and you follow, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. If God's leading your life, how can you go wrong? He only wants what's best for you. Listen, it will be hard. Just because God's leading your life doesn't mean it won't be hard. It was hard for Jesus Christ. Do you understand? It was hard for Jesus Christ. So it will be hard for us down here. This ain't heaven on earth. This ain't heaven on earth. Don't let nobody fool you. This is hell on earth. This ain't heaven on earth. So it's not meant to be peaches and creams. It's meant to be challenging. It ain't meant to be miserable and hard, but it's meant to be challenging. It's all about how you look at it. It's perception. Your reality is your perception. I don't see life as being miserable and hard. I do see it being challenging, but I see that as that it's meant to be challenging. Life is like a school. It's meant to be challenging. And it's up to you to step up to those challenges and pass them. You feel me? Trust your intuition with baby steps, one step at a time. The more you do it, the better you'll get. All right? If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for all notifications, like and share your boy videos. I'm Mr. Dominique, a.k.a. the Scorpio King, baby, saying peace. One love to all my Scorpios out there. It's Scorpio season. It's Scorpio season. I love you. Stay blessed, everybody. Namaste. I'm out.